In my last video, what I learned from them, Jamba D asked a fantastic question. How do you determine the narrow state? What metric is used to calculate the maximum difference between the 20 SMA and the 200 SMA to know you are currently narrow or not? In this video, I'm not only going to answer that question, I'm going to give you the edge. How to master the first 3 minutes of the market open to know what direction the market might go, give you clarity, provision, and keep you away from bull traps and bear traps. Let's take a look at it. At market open, I'm looking to see what's my state. 200 SMA, 20 SMA, very narrow, basically right on top of each other. You can't get more narrow than that. And on open at exactly 8:30 Central Time, 9:30 Eastern Time, boom, this candle right here, big power bar red candle. Now, what you notice is you want to wait to see the first 3 minutes. Am I going to get a fair value gap? It's crucial. I don't just enter on this bar. It could come down, grab liquidity, and shoot up. I want to see what are the first 3 minutes going to do. Once it makes the fair value gap, I enter in this fair value gap. So you enter for a short right here, and you see how it touches the 20 SMA, just like in the last video. You'll see it does the same pattern. As long as it doesn't break and close above, you're good. You touches it, comes down, you sell it, you're in. All this here, you just sit back and watch, because this 20 SMA is going to be your guide. You do not need to exit the trade. You don't need to do anything in this. You just sit back and wait. Once we get this bear flag break, there's a new fair value gap right here made. So I'm not going to add until I see another fair value gap. That tells me that we have more momentum. And now once this bar closes right here, you add, and now you still don't need the profit take until you start to see strength in the opposite direction. Once it comes down here and now you see a new fair value gap made in the green, inverse this fair value gap, you got market structure shift right here, and you got this break of the 20 SMA, then you take your TP. You're out of that trade, and guess what? You're ready to go long because you have an inverted, this is an ICT setup all the way. So I combine Oliver Velez with my own little profit-taking style. I do a little, I've enhanced what he does, excuse me, what he teaches, just a little bit. And I've also included the fair value gaps with the nice reversal setup that ICT teaches. Once we get a candle above, I'm out of the short, and then boom, I enter long. And guess what? My little 20 SMA, I don't need to take profit on this until a closer below. This little line makes it so easy. A 10-year-old could do this. I promise you, because what happens is you enter here, and then this first red candle, okay, you got out. You're like, oh, I snapped 30 points. I'm happy. And then you're mad because it went up another 100 points. Or you're a scalper and you get your little 7 points, but then why miss on 150? So this 20 SMA shows you where you take profit. The fair value gaps show you where to enter. The 20 SMA shows you where to take profit. So let's look at the next one. I wanted to explain, okay, what does it look like when it's a narrow? How do you know that it's going to be a narrow state? And our friend Jamba D, he asked that great question. And let's see if we can pull that up. So we look at pre-market, the first 2-3 hours leading up to the open, to understand, okay, what is a wide state compared to a narrow state? And you could see the 20 SMA right here, and it is in a narrow state at about 6:15 a.m. And so I'm going to compare where I'm at in open to what I'm seeing right here at around 6:30, and then around 7:30 we're in a medium state. It's about 27 points, right? So by the time we get to open on this candle at 8:29, which is 9:29 Eastern Standard Time, we are above the 20 SMA, right? This is the 20. And we are 45 points away from the 200. 45 points could be narrow if pre-market was showing 400-point moves or 200-point moves, right? But since pre-market already prepared me 15, right? 27 for this hump. You see what I'm looking at? This hump. So now we get to the third hump. 2 hours of trending. It's exhausted. Oliver Velez teaches it, and he's absolutely right. This is the child. This child wants to run all the way back home to the parent now. It's being called home. So it runs away from the parent. Go watch Oliver Velez. He talks about this. The 20 is the child. The 200 is the parent. The child runs away for 2 hours to go out and play. Street lights come on, and guess what? Now he's on the dark side of the moon. It's time to come home. So why is that important? Well, when you look at market open, the first 3 candles tell you everything you need to know. So this candle right here is 8:30 candle, opening candle. Red, green, red. Now, I told my wife, when this bar went green, I said, those people are about to get hurt. That's a bull trap. Bull trap all day. Why? Because the first move was down because we're in a wide state. I'm not expecting great momentum off of wide state. If it was here in a narrow state, yes, that'd be fantastic. But this is an exhausted move. This position is in a high spot. It's like you have 1, 2, and 3. It's in the third position, right? So 2 would be the medium, and 1 would be narrow. So if the move starts above the third position, expect bull trap. Now watch this, this is very important. I'm going to show you a couple more bull traps. When there's no fair value gap. So no fair value gap means there's going to be no momentum to the up. Get ready for a sell. So you could just sell the break of this, take it down to the VWAP, make your money. Let's take a look at the next slide. All right, so here we have the 200 SMA and the 20 SMA. They're actually in a narrow state. So most of the time you might get excited, you might be happy, but guess what? No fair value gap, no trade. You have to look at the first 3 candles. 1, 2, 3, no fair value gap made. Guess what? Bull trap, right there, look at this. Now, sold. Do you know how many traders get faked out every day by that kind of move? The first 3 candles are the biggest manipulation of the market in the Nasdaq. You have to see, is there a fair value gap being made on these 3 candles right here? No fair value gap. Look at this. No fair value gap, no trade. Came up, breakout traders got in, faked them out. And they got sucked into a bull trap, and it's a sell. So now under here, you've broken this support, so now you could sell you know, this break and retest of this support of the first candle open. That's about the only thing you could do on that. But what I'm sharing with you about these first three candles will stop you from getting hurt, stop you from taking that breakout thinking it's going to go up all day. Because you might think, oh, we got a narrow state. The Nasdaq sniper says we should take it. No, narrow state with the fair value gap. No fair value gap, watch for a bull trap. Let's take a look at the next slide. The church steeple. This is, again, the same setup. At 8:30, what you have is a wide state. It's 50 points away. The child is 50 points away from the parent. And so what you're looking at is what is going to happen on the first 3 minutes. So right here, this is the first minute, 2, 3. Guess what? 3 white knights, but guess what? No fair value gap. No fair value gap. So again, you're set up for a bull trap since we're 50 points away. You can short this fourth bar. Bring it down. You could just take TP right here. If you hold long enough, you can take TP at the parent. Remember, the 20 SMA wants to come back to the parent. No fair value gap. You could short it and make your money. Next slide. Here's a similar setup on a different date, November 3rd. You see pre-market from 2 a.m. we had this huge uptrend. The child is running, comes back to the parent around 7, starts running. Big popper, big bar there at 8 o'clock, some kind of Trump tweet, who knows, right? But anyways, here we go right here, 8:30. That's what you want to see. We end up being in a wide state. We're 60 points away from the parent. So you don't look at this bar. You don't pay attention to the 829 bar. You just want to see, is there going to be fair value gap? No fair value gaps right here. These three is all you care about. This bar is irrelevant. Do you get a fair value gap in the first 3 bars? No. What's going to happen? Bull trap. Bam. Short. I'm telling you, right there, sniper entry. Running all the way down back to the parent. You would have got 60 points on this trade. Because again, remember, the child wants to come back to the parent. It's another church steeple setup. And let's take a look at the next one. On this particular day, November 26th, at 8:30, we had no fair value gap on the first 3. This is why this is very important. First 3 candles, no fair value gap. So I knew to just sit there and wait through this chop, wait for this consolidation to happen around the VWAP. It consolidates a lot. So there's no trade without a fair value gap. So I just sat here waiting, chopping around the VWAP, waiting, until right here. I'm going to show you the exact spot for those that don't know. This gap right here, fair value gap, engulfing candle, boom, I entered, I took some profit here, and I let my runners run all the way to grandma's house. All the way to grandma's house. Made like $7.94 on that. It was the first day of a new combine. So there you have it. That's the power of the edge. The edge is understanding the first 3 candles, understanding how to interpret them, knowing if they're in the narrow state, wide state, do we have a fair value gap, is the child running back to the parent. Those are all the things you need to see to stop you from getting caught in a bull trap. Stop you from getting caught in a bear trap. Knowing when to just wait for consolidation and then take a trade with the fair value gap. This will help you to be a sniper. You do not have to just take guessing games and just shoot at everything. Sometimes a bull flag isn't great if it doesn't have a fair value gap inside of it, in the stem of it. It could be a fake out. The first 3 candles could be green. You might think it's going to be up all day trend. No fair value gap. Starts in a wide state. bull trap. Then it tanks and drops 140 points. These are the things that happen to everybody at some time in their trading. Every new beginner goes through it. My strategies are for intermediate traders, those that know what they're doing, yet not fully profitable all the way yet and want to get there. If you're a beginner, this video might be a little bit too much for you, but understand candlestick patterns, look at all that other stuff. I'm not teaching that stuff. That's for beginner stuff. If you don't know what a doji candle is, go watch a different video. I'm not teaching that small stuff. But when you're ready to be a sniper, I have the information for you. But again, it's just entertainment purposes only. I'm just an entertainer. I have no idea what I'm talking about. So trade at your own risk. This is not financial advice. Now, if you haven't watched the first video, go back and watch it. It all makes sense. What I've shared here, it just piles on top of the last one. Moving forward, I'm going to continue to do that. Nasdaq Sniper here. Have a fantastic Christmas, folks. Spend time with your family. Give them all hugs and kisses. Let them know you love them. God bless.